Part number 9. I'm an absolute fire, and I haven't even got back to going back to childhood and that type of stuff yet. So I'm still at current day. This is going to go on for weeks. I'm sorry, people. This may be the last one for today. I may have to pack it in after this because I've spent a lot of time today doing this. Not really a lot. It's kind of in between meetings and bits and pieces. But all right, so we just finished talking, I think, about the emotional side of things and the feelings side of things. There's probably more to it, but if you want to ask a specific question about a specific topic, then please do. So, still talking about coming out, believe it or not, it was work. So I thought I'd just document a little bit about coming out at work, and that can be quite a daunting experience for many. So for me, sorry, something feels like I just bit my leg. Wasn't the cat. For me, it was actually quite a good experience. So in Australia, I work for a government agency. I won't say which one. So we have very strict guidelines on inclusion and diversity. There's anti-discrimination laws that apply. So I am quite protected by those. However, there is covert action people could take against me without framing it as being discriminative against my gender. So anywho, that hasn't happened yet. And I hope it continues to stay this way. Look, I may have mentioned before that I am quite established in my career, and thankfully I am respected. I've managed to build a reputation for myself over my career of being quite a decent person. I work in a people management space, not right now at the moment, but that's my substantive role, and that's been my background. I have worked over 30 years, sort of people management areas. So thankfully I am quite well respected, and that was illustrated to me when I did my Facebook post, when I changed my name on Facebook, when I changed my profile picture, and I put my blurb on there about, hey, Facebook friends, which generally tend to be friends that you've had in the past. This is, again, just my experience. Friends and colleagues. So a lot of old colleagues that I'd worked with over that period of time, ones that I hadn't seen for decades. It was overwhelmingly positive, and it made me feel so wonderful that these people had reached out to me, and then beyond the ones who were on my friend list, friends of them found a way to contact me through private messaging or asking for a friend request to reconnect. And people, like I said, decades I hadn't seen or spoken to these people, but they were all just sending me these messages of inspiration saying, you know, you are an inspiration to us. There should be more people like you in the world. Your bravery astounds us, and you've always been such a wonderful person to me. So I want to sort of pay that back to you and wish you all the best. And just all this sentiment of positivity and overwhelming support, and this clear narrative of you are such a decent person consistently to all of us. So why wouldn't we then, you know, embrace you and celebrate you in this journey that you're on? And it was fantastic. And boy, if I ever needed a confidence boost or a lift, that was something else. So if any of you stumble across these videos, thank you. I needed that at the time. So coming out at work, we're talking about, so how did I do that? So what I did was, and I was still presenting as male. Yes, my hair was a little bit long, no makeup, no nothing. I'm still boy moding it. And it's just the thought of that now just makes my skin crawl a little bit. But so I went to work one particular day where I had regular one-on-one catch-ups with my line manager, who is a female. And it was normally via Teams. We're still working remotely because of COVID. But there was the option to, at this point in time, to go into the office if we needed to. So this particular week I had actually rang her and I said, hey, how about we catch up for a coffee this week? That'd be nice. We haven't seen each other in person for a while. We've caught up over Teams regularly, but it'd be nice to see you in person. And there's something I'd like to talk about as well. It's a personal matter. And she was like, absolutely. I'll meet you here at this time and we'll go get a coffee. So we walked up the street together, we got a coffee, and And I'm there in my brand new suit, which I had to buy because all my other suits were about 15 sizes too big for me. And on the way, she says to me, you know, you really need to update your profile picture. Because my current profile picture at that stage was the big beard. And she said, and I'd shaved my beard off, and I'd had it off for some time at this point. And she said, you just look so good. You just look 15 years younger. You got a new suit on. How about we take some photos and you can upload those to all your profiles, your email and all of my internal things. So I said, oh yeah, sure, great, let's just do that. Whatevs. And it was after that we sat down the coffee and she said, okay, so you wanted to talk about something, what's on your mind? And I just kind of, at this stage I'd had plenty of practice in telling friends and family, so I wasn't backwards in coming forward. So I just pretty much said, hey, I've come to the realisation that I'm a transgendered person and I'm currently taking hormones, I'm medically transitioning, and my name is Brittany and my pronouns are she, her. And she was like, oh my God, like, can I hug you? Like, she was so proud of me and so happy for me at the same time. So obviously she's a very diverse, approving supporter. So, and she said to me through conversation, yeah, I've helped people transition at work before, and when it's time to change your names and your emails and things, and she said, oh my God, we just took photos of you, and I said, whoa, pump the brakes a bit, like, it's early days, and at this stage, remember, I was still thinking it's going to be 6 to 8 months before I even start thinking about presenting at work, or even telling people at work. Remember how wrong I was there. So she was my line manager, so I told her, she was the first one. Then I tried to schedule in a meeting with my hiring manager, who's my substantive manager, and he is hands down the best manager I've ever had in my life. And we're talking about a director level. Fantastic human being, just all around. And I knew he was going to be cool with it, but I just wanted to give him the courtesy. Remember I said the list about the must tell? He was on that list. So we couldn't do a face-to-face just because of conflicting schedules. So we arranged a Teams meeting, and at this stage I'm still presenting in boy mode as well. And so I same thing, just told him, and he was like, wow, like, again, if you would have given me 1,000 guesses, I would not have guessed that you're transgender. But you know what, good for you. And he had also has experience in helping colleagues, and along the way everyone just sort of says it's my obligation as a manager, as a leader in this organisation, to make sure that we create safe places for people to come to work. So that's just been overwhelmingly great. So who was next after that? I went and told one of my colleagues, so one of my peers. He absolutely just lost his freaking mind, and again, he said, 1,000 guesses, I wouldn't have guessed it. He's a big stocky man, and he just gave me the biggest bear hug and told me how much he loved me. I'm a bit wobbly on these shoes today. Told me how much he loved me and how much he respected me even more now. And same sentiment, you're such a wonderful person, and how could anybody not accept you for who you are, and all these wonderful things, which was just great. And then he told me a story about his somebody in his life is transgender, a female to male, and told me some stories there and how they've been there through their whole transition, and they're great. And so, and it's funny, and here's another little bit of a wise note to jot down. If you're the person who's not quite sure yet, you're scared to come out, you're scared to transition, you don't know how people are going to perceive you, believe it or not, there's more trans people out there in the world that you know about. And chances are the people you're going to come out to already know someone who's trans. Now, I've just given a few examples. My nephew has a couple of trans friends. Actually, didn't tell you, my son, his friend identifies as asexual. So, and there's all these other examples. So if you're thinking, my God, I'm the only one, I'm sorry, but you're not. We're all out here. And again, the purpose of me here talking to you on episode 9 of Brittany's journey is, again, to normalise and to make you realise, or not make you, sorry, that's a bit demanding, to help you realise that we're all out here. and everybody knows somebody. And this is this horrible little internalized transphobia thing. So all these people that I came out to who then told me, oh yeah, I know someone who's trans. I'm thinking, you've never, ever, ever mentioned that. Why wouldn't you? Because I think people still have this fear that I'm not going to bring up a subject. I'm not going to tell you just randomly that I know a trans person and I actually really love and respect them and they're a big part of my life, because there's still that part inside us that's been programmed to think that trans equals bad. I'm here to undo that. I'm here to share this this love and share this together. So there we go. There's another 11 minutes. I might pack it in for the day. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing this. So I really appreciate you listening to my journey so far. There's probably a lot more to still talk about, a lot more to unpack, but I'm going to finish by once again asking you, the viewer, to please comment, ask questions. If it's about you, if it's something you want to know for you, if you're on your journey or you want to start, ask a question. If you want to do it in a private format, maybe look me up on Reddit. It's Brittany48, same as what I am here. So yeah, I'm here. I want to engage and I want to talk. I hope I don't regret putting this out there, because I don't want to be overwhelmed. But hey, I really enjoy this. So once again, I hope you're getting something out of these videos. If you've come this far, I'm assuming that you are. Hey, that rhymed. Alrighty, well, that's it. It's Friday afternoon, actually. It's just knock-off time, even though I've been doing this for a little while. So I might go pour myself a glass of wine, sit back and relax and ease myself into the weekend. So this is Brittany saying goodbye. Love you all, and we'll talk soon. Bye.